Hey, Sonny here. Today I'm gonna show you how to play "Gimme All Your Lovin" by ZZ Top. A lot of tabs have the songs wrong. I think I got a lot of the licks and the rhythm right. And it's actually a lot easier than what you see on the tab. The tab's kind of confusing because there's a lot of double stops, a lot of two-note chords here and there. So let's get started, and I'll try to make it as simple as I can. But before we start, the guitar is tuned to my guitar is tuned to standard tuning, so it's E A D G B E at 440. And the chords that we're gonna play mostly, I'm just gonna say name the chord here so you know what I'm talking about when I show you the song. Is D3 and G3, a B flat chord. Basically, it's a B flat power chord, just the two notes right here. And then we have the F chord at this D string position, the third fret, which is D3 and G5. So we have B flat, F, and then lastly the main chord is the C chord. C chord is power chord. C chord is A3 and D5. And that's pretty much our hands right here. I will use my pinky to play the power chord. It's less stress on your hand. I mean, you can use the ring finger if you want to work on the stretch of your hand, but to play comfortably, I would just use my pinky and my index finger. So that's what I'm talking about. Just within that position here. And the scale we use is a C minor pentatonic mainly. There are some variation, but basically it plays around the C minor chord. So we got A3, A6, D3, D5, G3, G5, B4, and B6. And that ends on the root note, the C note on the 5th fret on the G. So that's the scale. And then you have the regular pentatonic scale, the C minor. You jumped up here. So that's the basic pentatonic scale at the 8th position, C minor. Okay, so those are the two main positions. So let's get the song started. The first part. You play single note on a D3 and D5. On the 3rd fret on the A note on the open A string, and you play 3 times on the F chord, B flat chord 2 times, and then play one more time on the B flat chord, and then play the C chord 3 times on the C chord. So it's 3 times per chord, but the timing is a little different. So play it one more time. So that's the intro, and the verse is similar to that. There's a variation to that, so that's the live version that I saw Billy plays. I can do the scitato on this C chord. And sometimes I play like this. That's how I play it. But if you watch Billy Gibbon play song live, it goes. So you got a chugging on the C chord. So that's pretty much the verse. and then chorus. So that's the B flat chord, the full chord, power chord, which is A1, D3, and G3. And then you play the F chord, full chord, at the first position. So it's E1, A3, and D3. And you play single note, which is E3, A1, D1, A3. You gotta do the slide on the A string. Chorus back to the intro riff. In the beginning, there's a little tiny solo. It's around the C pentatonic at 8th position. Mainly is the B11 and then E8. You play those two notes together and then bend the 11th fret on the B, full step to the 13. Basically, you bend it from the B flat up to C note because it's in the C key of C. So basically, you're playing the C note. So that's the main note. The B flat bends up to C, and then the one lick goes like this. Index finger, E8, downstroke, and upstroke on the B11, downstroke on the 8th fret on the B, and then 10th fret on the G string, upstroke, and then bend up full step, half step, and then downstroke on the 8th, B8, upstroke on E8, and downstroke on the B11, bend up. Hold in slowly. The way I do that, the downstroke, upstroke, is because you want to land on the 11th fret, the last note with the downstroke. So you just get that. It's more pronounced when you bring the note up, bending. Last leg of the intro solo. It's similar to what I just showed you. And then after you bend up half step on the 10th fret and release down, you play the 8th fret on the B, and then 8th fret on the G string, and then it ends on the 10th fret on the D string. Again, that's also a C note. Slowly again, last part. Alright, lick number 1 of main solo. Basically, it's the B flat chord again, D3, G3, twice, and you use your pinky and play the 6th fret on the A string, bend down, or basically bend up, but you said slow, bend down, quarter step. You do that 5 times. And play the 3rd fret on the D, A string, 5th fret on the D, and then 3 and 5 on the G. And then play the 4th fret on the B string, and kind of slightly bend some of it. And then play the 5th fret on the G string twice. So slowly. The next part, slide from the 3rd fret on the G string to 5th fret, and do the harmonic on the 5th fret on the G string. And then once you play the harmonic really quick, you play the 5th fret on the B string, bend up slightly. And then do the 4th fret on the B string, bend up slightly. And play the 6th fret on the B, and then 5th fret on the G. And then 4th fret on the B twice. And then 3 and 5 on the G. Lick number 2, slowly. Next part, lick number 3. I use my pick on the, you play the D3 and B3. So I'll use my pick to pick the note on the D3 while I use my middle finger and pluck it upward on the 3rd fret on the B string. Then slide up. You slide those 2 notes up the 5th fret, and then you pick it again on the 5th fret. Then you play the 3rd fret on the high E string, and then 4th fret on the B string. Twice, and then hit the 5th fret on the G. Lick number 4 is G3, D5, G5, 4th fret on the B, twice, and the 5th fret on the G. Again, notice this is all around the C minor chord. Shit. Next part. You play the 5th fret on the D, G, and B string together, and a hammer on to the D 7th and B 6 with your ring finger and middle finger. Well, before we do that, before we play the 5th fret on the B, D, B, and G string, you kind of like a quick open D and G string together. Play it twice, and then play the 5th fret on the B and 5th fret on the G's. So far we have this. Next part. You start on the C minor pentatonic scale on the 8th fret, so the first part goes like this. You bend from 11th fret on the B string, full step, and then play the 8th fret on the high E string twice. Do it again, bend 11th fret to 13th fret, and then E8 by itself, and then B8 by itself, and you play E8 and B8 both notes together twice. Okay? So next part, you play the 10th fret on the B string and 11th fret on the E string together with your ring finger and pinky, and you bend slightly from with your ring finger on the 10th fret on the B string, bend slightly upward to 11th fret, and they play double stop on the 8th fret of B and E string together twice, and you play the 10th fret by itself on the G string, bend up half step, and then play the 8th fret on the B string. Okay, bend a full step. And bend up again on 10th fret on the G string, release down, and play the 8th fret on the G string. and you play the 10th fret on the A string twice, 8th fret on the D string twice, A10 slide down to A8, quickly, and play the 6th fret on the A, and then play the 8th fret on the E string, and then quick mute twice, and then play the 10th fret on the D string, and then D8, A10 twice, and then G8, and then D10. So whole thing slowly goes like this. One more time. Next lick. You play B9 and E7 together, slide up to B10 and E8. And once you slide, you play those two notes again. And then you put the pinky on the 11th fret on the E string, and you play B10 and E11. And you play twice, the B10 and E8 twice, and then slide up to B12 and E10, and you play it twice. You put your pinky on the 13th fret on the E string, and you play the B12 and high E13 together. So the whole thing slowly goes like this. You play three more times on the B12 and E13, and then slide down. Slow it down one more time. Next part. E11, E8, B8, E8. 11 on the B string, bend up, and then play the E8, G8, D10, and then G10, G8 again, and then it's on D10. Back to the C note. The whole thing slowly goes like this. And then last part. So it's kind of like but this time we reverse. We'll play the A6 first and bend down slightly, and then play the B flat chord twice. You do that 5 times. ends on the 3rd fret on the A string, and then slide down, and you play the 3-5 on the D, G3, D5, G5, D5, B4. That's on the G5. You do the same thing again 5 times. You play the octave, A3 and G5 together. It's the same note as the C note. 4 times. And play the 4th fret on the B string, then slightly bend up, twice, and play twice on the G5. Alright, let's put the whole main solo together slowly.